Nah, for 3 or 5 years, that's not anything. Well, that's on him. You know, it's that one guy in Call of Duty reviews who always uses the bad gun. It's like, it doesn't hit me from that far, but I'm smoking you from this far. Like, if I'm on Black Ops 2, you see me use the AN-94, and you're trying to beat me using the Cheekum at far range. It's like, bro, that's not gonna work. You know what's crazy? I think you always gotta have like the players who never change in any game. Cause I remember I watched this one YouTuber Super, and there's always this like Mickey Mouse sounding dude who's always in like Grandmaster games, and he always trolls them with the Mickey Mouse voice. So and he like always says, "I'm gonna throw guys," and do all this stuff, but he always plays mad sus. Somehow they win though at times. But I think you gotta have those type of players. Well, yeah, but same thing with this guy. He's playing bad, but there's people who can play bad worse than him. Like if I look at his profile right now, right? Oh look, he got wins. He's getting wins. He's getting wins. Technically, the person who's killing people with a bad gun gets probably still like win with their team, but you know it's not like, you know, he didn't do much. Like all these wins and everything, like it doesn't help him like competitively as much. I mean, to be fair, you're kind of doing the same repetitive stuff, Legend. So that's kind of on you. I mean, it may counter, but you gotta find a way on the counters. You do the exact same thing over and over again. You don't change it up on me. If you change it up, like maybe use different normals and stuff, 9 times out of 10, your offense and your defense is the same. You know, on the counters. You ever thought using like medium kick or forward fierce? Not doing like simple little moves that like I can call out. Probably do forward fierce when I'm charging, so that way I can't charge in neutral. Tell us what's going on fireballs. Well, then don't throw as many fireballs. Let's say you're right here. You see where I am with like Ryu and stuff? Imagine you just start using like this. Like stand medium kick, forward fierce. I can't like really go in because if I get clipped, you can hit from crush counter into whatever, into Oki. First, you do the smart thing with baiting me out with fireball, air fireballs. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then you start doing just pure raw stomps. And I'm like, okay, I'll let 2 of those go or something like that. But then you start getting a habit of doing stomps consistently, and then I stop them and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. It's like your plan A gets destroyed and you don't have a plan B. And that's when you start developing a counter strategy. But yeah, if you like play like right here, imagine like doing like Oki, stuff like that. He has nothing. I mean, you don't have nothing. You have answers. It's just my personal opinion is that I destroy one part of your game plan, you fall over. It's a snowball effect. Because I've played the best Kages in America, so I mean I have fair experience of like understanding what happens. I think it's it could be probably maybe you're not understanding what could happen, or maybe you're unfamiliar. You're the best V-Trigger 2 main in America. Okay. Again, my statement still stands. I've played with the best in America, I guess. As much as we've played, you don't like, you know, poke at me a little bit with this. You could do something like this. And then do this safe option. It doesn't scare me because I know it's weak. It's not that I know it's weak. I just know what to do against it. I know how to fight it. Just like, you know how many people make me feel like my V-Trigger or my character feels shitty because of the way they beat me? It's happened a lot. People have beat me like clean free and made me feel like, damn, is my character just bad? Have I thought about switching? What your problem is completely different. You think that because your game plan doesn't work, Kage has no answers. We can literally call Tega a Shoto specialist and tell him like, oh, what would you think? What would you do in a situation against Jury? You know, give me tips. And you try and use those. Trying to counter Jury, I can show you like 2 or 3 things. Let's say I'm playing against Jury, right? Let's say she's just... It's crazy. Playing neutral. Even something as little as that. If I know I'm a stubby character, I want to close it a little bit. But the fact that you don't stop me from doing that, you don't stop me from storing. You're not punishing me for gaining a resource. But I've played like Kacheksik, Tega. They have punished me for storing in neutral, which makes me reconsider that idea. And guess what? That puts it in my mind that, okay, I can't do this. Then they capitalize on that and they start mixing it up. They're like, all right, now I'm not going to play footsies. Now I'm just going to like do this to you. Also, you just don't like poke at me. You always do this. You do this. You do like just stomp. Our V skill counters directly. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. My whole point of my V skill 1 is to counter fireballs, any projectile. My whole point of my stuff is I can counter the projectile. I'm not gonna. My V skill doesn't counter like your neutral. It counters a zoning you can do. It's unbalanced. It's a V skill. So you're saying, I mean, you're not wrong like saying it's different, but Cody's Sway does the exact same thing. Ed's V skill does the exact same thing. By that definition, Birdie is unbalanced because his counters projectiles. Karen's command dash counters projectiles. Rashid's V trigger 2 counters projectiles. It's like, bro, a lot of stuff counters projectiles in this game. You can counter and you can't see, and you can. That's why it's unbalanced. You can counter my fireball because you can definitely just heavy DP through it or do like whatever you want. All right, hang on. Oh look. You just beat my fireball. That's crazy. So that's guessing? This is purely reaction. That's purely reaction. I didn't even get all the hits. Can you tap V skill? I don't know if you can tap V skill it. You probably have to painfully call that out. But I wouldn't probably do this. Because you're -2, so. You're doing this, you can do exactly the same thing Ken does. Because I've played a Kage before that did that to me consistently. So I'm implying that he knows the reaction and timing to do it. So that's definitely like, that's not even guessing. He just knows like that's an option. What else are you, tell me what else do you think is what else makes this matchup unwinnable? Other than the fact that I showed that you can whiff punish Yuri and you can go through a fireball and you can poke at her or flip kick as a counter. It is. Or why are you doing fireball? Use normals. I gotta ignore the fireballs. I'm telling you, ignore the fireball situation. What else do you feel makes this matchup unwinnable? Because you say it's not a good matchup or anything. Because you keep complaining about like how she can go through fireballs. I'm like, that's true. Every Shoto knows this. Anyone with fireball knows this. Normals are way better in general. You're kind of not wrong. Her normals are overall technically better than Kage's. However, you don't use all his normals. Like you use what? Probably crouch strong. Seeing you stand strong, maybe stand fierce here and there, low forward. I rarely see from you, especially when we're fighting it out. This and this. A normal that's good for poking, and a forward advancing normal that, if it hits, it's hit confirmable, and it crushes. So you don't use all of your arsenal to fight me. If you're not using your good normals against a character who has better normals than you to try and counter, it's like, what's the point? He has absolutely no counter. Okay, I just showed you a counter to my fireball. I just showed you a counter to me storing in neutral. So those are 2 counters I already showed you against Jury that you can do. And I don't know why you still on it, but I'm like, bro, tell me why you don't want to poke with this. Why you don't want to poke with this or this? Can I try the mic? Ignore the trigger. Ignore the V trigger. Who cares? Who cares? Explain why you don't use stay mid kick and forward fierce. So I'm trying to understand your the logic. Cause you say there's no counter, but then I show you counters and you're like, there's no counter. Yeah, this is all your points. Like, no sense. I'm showing you counters. You said he has absolutely no counters for against her. I showed you counters. I said uppercut. Yes, because you know what's crazy? Ken's do this to me. Who else DPs me? Cammy can do it. Okay, a lot of characters can DP the fireball. Nikali can do it. That's not legit counters. Guessing. What do you mean? What do you, bro? Or that's what it's projectile invincible. You saying they're guessing? So when they see fireball, they're guessing? This is a mid-card game. Bro, I'm really trying hard, and I only got like 15 minutes left. So I got a VCO. Is that a guess for you? It could be a guess. It could be a guess. It could be a call out. It could be me reacting. Because I can react to a fireball. Literally. If Ken player saw you throwing a fireball, he counters it with a heavy DP. And guess what that is? That's a high risk, because if he messes it up, guess what you can do? You can crush counter him. You can counter hit him from rad damage. You can do a lot of stuff. I'm okay. I truly believe you genuinely have a mental block behind against Jury or like in this game of how if your plan A does not work, then I think you're unfamiliar what to do. So I fire full screen and I counter. Bro, if you do this and I have V skill, I see you do the animation. I am reacting. If a Ken player sees you through a fireball and they see the animation, they react to it. Can't directly do it back to you. You can. Oh my god. I promise you, you can counter with a heavy DP. Now, explain to me this. Because I explained it to you. Explain to me this, okay? Because you keep avoiding this. Explain to me why you don't use two normals. Stand me and kick and forward fierce. Explain that to me. Don't say anything else. Don't talk about counters. Don't talk about nothing. Just tell me that. I can counter with special moves easily two different ways. My normals are better overall by a long shot. I'm not stronger than him. And trigger, what's your rebuttal? Okay, my guy. I want you to... I just want to answer this because I said this before all that, right? I said this probably why you had the ads. I was like, explain to me why when we're playing neutral, you don't use these two buttons. I want to know that. Especially when you limit to those normals in that match. You're not limiting yourself. You can use all your buttons. Because if you use this, right? If you use this a little bit, all of a sudden you see a meme kick and you use fierce to whiff punish me. That's not limiting yourself. Because you're limiting yourself being over here, doing this, and doing all this. And then just doing fireball. You literally are giving me free space. And when you go in, it's a super common just this. You just do those. You don't mix it up. You don't do anything. So fight against the counters. If you know I have anti-fireball stuff, why would you use the fireballs? Because if you know she counters fireballs, you're like, all right, let me not use fireballs and let me try and approach them neutral. Now, if I know Jury has a god like, say, meme kick and stuff, I'm like, all right, let me stay out of that range for a little bit and then let me just chill. All right, let me do this. All of a sudden, low damage. Build it up. Little jabs, bait out some fireballs. All of a sudden, just oh wait, nope, didn't work. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me get a throw because people will take throws in neutral. You see how like in my head I'm already thinking to myself, all right, I know she counters something, so I'm not gonna do that. So let me change it up, believing that because she counters like a few things that you can't fight it whatsoever. So my final words to you is think about everything. You understand more whiff punishing, changing up the game plan, because that's something that you don't do, and I'm just being brutally honest. You don't change up the game plan. You stay the same from point A to point B. Because if you think just, oh, she counters me, I can't win, then I can't help you, bro. I watched another Kage on FIFA 2 that's Ultra Diamond level. If I probably did, I probably smoked them. My guy, I'm gonna be real. You're not. I don't want to be toxic, bro. I don't want to be toxic. Do I say it? I feel like I should say it. You know what I'm at? All right, I've played better V-Trigger 2 Kages than you, my guy. You are not the best. You're probably the only one, but you're not the best. I'm gonna keep it $150. V-Trigger 2, yes. When people play V-Trigger 2, bro, and it was prime time like training and stuff to play in CPT and stuff, I've played the best. Give me their names. Tega. When Tega was playing V-Trigger 2, he easily was probably one of the best Kages out there, like one of the only ones, and I was beating him. But you have a mental barrier that I need you to work on. Like I don't want you to like be stuck in everything. I want you to like improve.